Boys finals, wrestling finals. All right, Wilkes University hosting Drew tonight. The Colonels shooting for a school record 10th straight win. Wilkes coming in a 15-2 record overall, on course to win that Freedom League title. Jason Turner, a big night, 19 points, gets 2 here, plus the foul. Colonels just dominating. Tim Burlew with the block. Chris Parker will try the 3, but watch Dave Clancy with the follow and slam it home. For the 6th time this year, Wilkes goes over 100 points. They blow out Drew. A nice move here by Dave Macedo, 107-74. Men's college scores now. East Stroudsburg a winner over
Colonels have done it again.
Have to wait to the postseason, see how far they can go, but they have the team to go a long way this season. A year ago, Kings swept the season series from Wilkes and captured the MAC Freedom League Championship in the process. This year, just the opposite. Wilkes took out the broom tonight, and it was payback time for the Colonels, who extended their winning streak to 11. It was a jam-packed Henry Gym tonight. Wilkes winning the first meeting between the two clubs. Kings up by 2 at halftime. Neville Charles, head of the pack, and gets the roll. Jerry Rickrode remained patient. Went to the big guy, Jason Turner. He'll beat the double team. Jason Turner finished with 18. But the Monarchs determined. Second half, Marty Keithline off the screen and get in there. And it did. But Wilkes would get the lead. Matt Labuda with 3 of his own. He finished with 17. Chris Parker would drill 3 of his own. Wilkes defeats Kings. That's 11 in a row. 73-65 the final. At the long center, Scranton Royals looking to pay back Lycoming for a loss a few weeks back. First half, the freshman T.J. McNulty takes it off the way. It was pretty off the glass. Warriors.
But I sort of suspect it was exciting.
I think it was. You can almost feel the excitement all the way up in Scranton here.
The best local college basketball game, I think, of this season. University of Scranton head basketball coach Bob Bessoir thought coming in Wilkes University was ripe for an upset. When his Royals fell behind 16-4 in the opening few minutes, Bessoir must have figured somebody else would have to pull it off. The Colonels brought a 12-game winning streak into the matchup, 15 in a row in the Henry Gym. Will pick it up second half. Royals by 5. Jason Turner to the hole. Tim Barlew would tip it home. Game tied at 52. Key players for the Royals. Gil Martin off the bench feeds Charlie Nanick for the 3. Nanick high man with 29. Jerry Rickrode directing the traffic. T.J. McNulty, the tough shot. Pat Beecham, the follow. Royals still trailed by 1. Wilkes extends their lead to 4. Jason Turner, strong move, bucket and foul. Royals down 4, the minute left in regulation. Gil Martin, clutch, foul line jumper, 65-63. Seconds remaining, Pat McCormick spots Gil Martin, and into overtime we go. In the OT, Nanick was still on fire. Charlie sets up for 3 more. T.J. McNulty, big in the OT as well. Scranton gets out of Wilkes-Barre with a hard-fought 81-76 victory. It took overtime. Elsewhere in local college hoops tonight, Misericordia, easy winner, Bloom by 20.
Where presidents get together, anything can happen. President Clinton and former
campaign thing. trying to get it ready for 2 more years. Fortunately, we have no blood, no foul down at the Schuylkill League playoffs, where last year the Tamaqua boys, they got hurt, hot, that is, no hurt, hot during the tournament. Tonight, Schuylkill League championship in wrestling, super second chance to win their first Freedom League title, and they did not disappoint. Colonels hosting FDU Madison. That's Chris Parker with the layup, a game-high 16 points. This game never in doubt. Dave Macedo for Wilkes hitting the baseline jumper. Then Eric Davis, that's the Colonel. This is Eric Davis. Eric missing the jumper, but following up and stuffing home 2 of his 15 points. Matt Labuda adds 12 points for Wilkes here. Matt buries the 3, and Wilkes buries FDU for its first Freedom League championship, 87-58. Penn State on the road to play number 25.
League title of any kind for Wilkes in men's basketball, but now after wrapping up the regular season this weekend, they concentrate on the MAC playoffs, which open next Tuesday. At the Mart Center on the campus of Wilkes University, I'm Sid Michaels, 28, Eyewitness Sports.
So the scoreboard tonight, the Kings men over Lycoming, 77-68. Wilkes wins the championship, downing FDU Madison, 87-58. The Kings College women were in action earlier tonight against Lycoming at the Scanlon Gymnasium on campus. Lycoming
because this is really the year of the immigrant bashing. If you want to blame...
Pennsylvania, Friday at 10 on WNEP.
Tom Tidy, here we go. What's first?
Well, I got my tapes in. We know that. We have all the tapes. College hoops, guys. That's what's on the docket first up. In Wilkes University, the men, they won their first Freedom League title last week. Tonight, the Colonels shooting for their first ever win in the postseason. The Colonels hosting Moravian in the Mid-Atlantic Conference playoffs. Matt Labuda, the three-pointer. Colonels out to a 16-5 lead in the first. Chris Parker, 3 of his 15 points. Colonels marching. Labuda the shooter. It's his new nickname. Three-pointer, then Labuda the shooter. From the top of the key, buries another. Eric Davis adds 9 for the Colonels here, 2 on the jam. The Colonels will host Widener Thursday. They roll tonight, 80-69. All right, Susquehanna at Scranton in the quarterfinals. Scranton's Charlie Nanick, a big night. Nanick spotting up and hitting the 2. Susquehanna staying close for a while. Jeff Rumbach with the drive, nice 2 off the glass, but the Royals go inside. Pat McCormick, the nice turnaround, the lefty, puts 2 off the glass. And then they close out the half with a 12-point lead. Nanick, 3 of his 29
College
points.
basketball playoff action starts us off tonight with just about every Division III basketball team in the first round of competition looking to advance to the semifinals set for Thursday. We check out the Freedom League champion Colonels of Wilkes University as they play host to Moravian on campus, and the Colonels would take the early lead. Later, it was time for Matt Labuda to do his thing, and he does his thing very well. The three-point bomb, it falls from the top of the key. Jason Turner with the power inside game. The drive along the baseline underneath. He comes back and up for 2 more. Chris Parker continues the show. He buries this shot for 3 and the 10-point Colonel lead. The scoreboard tonight, Wilkes over Moravian, 80-60.
Moravian, opening minute, first half. Eric Davis squares up. Nice soft rims at that Henry Jim. Next trip down, Matt Labuda. He'll drill a 3. Labuda, he was high man with 29. Moravian hung around. First half, Bill Wecklack, the short jumper. Labuda kept firing away. Jason Turner on the boards to follow. Colonels by 6. Moravian still there, though. Good passing. Brian McGill with the foul line jumper, but Jerry Rickrode had Matt Labuda on fire. 29 points. Gets another 3. Wilkes advances, and they will meet Widener. They beat Moravian tonight, 80-69, final here. Elsewhere, MAC playoff action. Lebanon Valley wins big over Uppsala.
Future newscast, if I don't think it's been on tonight, but we'll see that in the future. Wilkes Colonels, we'll see the Colonels in the future. The year of first continues. This year's club, the first to win 21 games, a league title, and playoff game. The Colonels hosting Widener in tonight's MAC semi. That's Matt Labuda, the shooter. Shooter is at it again. 4 3-pointers in the first half, finished with 5. A bunch of chest bumps. Labuda, the shooter, with 17. Sophomore Tim Burlew averaging 2 a game. The Bob Cousy hook shot. Burlew finishing with 10. Second half, Colonel's Chris Parker lights it up. The 3-pointer, Parker finishing with 15. Wilkes up by 7, and they stretch the lead. Eric Davis, the 3-point play. And then how about Jason Turner finishing things off in style and profiling with the jam. Turner with 19 points. Wilkes will play Lebanon Valley for the MAC championship. Lebanon Valley holding Scranton to a season-low 48 points.
But could it translate into the playoffs? 21 wins so far is a pretty good year. They're trying to make it an even better year tonight. The MAC Conference playoffs motoring on. Wilkes, the Freedom League champ, aiming to add the overall MAC crown to his trophy case. The Colonels welcoming Widener to the March Center for a semifinal showdown tonight. Jerry Rickrode's troops in the groove again. Jason Turner in the paint, the spin, and it's in. Turner leading Wilkes with 19. The young Colonels stepping up too. Eric Davis getting up. The tip goes. Widener coach Alan Rowe running for help. Turner running in. The reverse stuff closes it out. Wilkes wins it and advances 79-64. They will play defending Division III national champ Lebanon Valley.
Coach University Colonels playing host to Widener at the March Athletic Center on campus, and the University of Scranton Royals on the road playing at Lebanon Valley. For the winners tonight, a trip to the championship finals on Saturday. The Wilkes University Colonels blew out to a 17-point second-half lead, and the man with the touch out of the corner was Chris Parker. Widener came back behind the brilliant three-point shooting of Chris Caridio. He holds the NCAA Division III mark of hitting three-point shots in 74 consecutive games. But every time Widener made a run, Chris Parker, who found his touch tonight, came right back. And that was the story in the final 20 minutes of play as the Wilkes University Colonels won this basketball game going away.
Lately, I've been struggling from the field, and, I went to the coach's office yesterday, and, I asked him if he still had confidence in me. And he said yes, and, it really helped me. And, once I hit the couple threes, I was all right.
With time running out in the basketball game, Jason Turner did his thing again and electrified the crowd. The break underneath, the reverse jam for a pair, and the Colonels move on to the championship showdown on the road on Saturday.
The big guys tonight, they did a great job. We subbed them in and out, and everyone who went in just did a great job. Dave Clancy, Tim Burlew, Eric Davis, and Jason Turner, and Chris Parker came up with a big game tonight for us.
The Colonels will now take on Lebanon Valley Saturday night for the MAC Championship with an NCAA bid assured this weekend. And the scoreboard once again, Wilkes over Widener, 79-64. Lebanon Valley all over the University of Scranton Royals, 65-48. Women's competition, a record-setting night in double overtime. Susquehanna over Moravian, 121-110. Not on the scoreboard, E-Town over Lycoming, 84-76. That was also a women's basketball game. More than 1,200 people turned out at Genetti's in Wilkes-Barre tonight for the 12th annual Friends of Scouting dinner put on by the Northeast.
To America in the fall, and Catholics could not be happier. The Pope had to cancel a trip to New York last year.
Jason Turner, a team-high 20 points. He leads his Colonels over Widener. The final score, 70-60.
Wasn't the prettiest thing in the world, but you guys did it.
Definitely wasn't, but we pulled it through. Shots wasn't falling early, as I said, and, I just figured they had to drop sooner or later. I mean, I'm under the basket, so, but it worked for us,
We pounded the ball inside, and we just rebounded the ball every time till we finally scored, and we weren't losing tonight. We knew it.
Wilkes advances to round two. The Colonels will host Goucher College Saturday. Well, the Knicks are having...
Now, 28 Eyewitness Sports.
Good evening, everyone. It was a special night on the Wilkes University campus tonight for the Colonels basketball team. Played their first ever NCAA Division III playoff game. It went down against Widener, and a win would put the Colonels in the regional finals this Saturday. Sid Michaels covered the game and tells us how the Colonels made out.
After blowing a 7-point first-half lead, Widener had to come from 8 down. They tied the game at 39 on the nice feed from Dennis Comey to David Klein underneath. Wilkes pushed the lead back up to 5. Chris Parker's pass is deflected right back to him. He gets 2 of the 7 points. It was 44-39 Colonels. Sharpshooting Chris Caridio would bury a pair of three-pointers on his way to a game-high 22 points. Widener led 60-59 late. But Jason Turner would take over for the Colonels offensively down the stretch. He scored 11 of their final 20 points. He finished with 20. Wilkes moves on, 70-60. You're part of a team, first team in the school's history to make the playoffs and now win a game. Well, we did a lot this year for history-wise, but we just look at each game. We're looking at each game, and we're trying to go on and just have fun. It's the end of the year, and we're just trying our best to do what we can.
It was a good win because we didn't play that well offensively, and we didn't shoot the ball well. But what we did do in the second half is we really went after the ball. We really did.
So now, because Goucher College beat Lebanon Valley tonight, Wilkes will host the regional championship game on Saturday night at the Mart Center here in the campus of Wilkes University. I'm Sid Michaels, 28 Eyewitness Sports.
So the scoreboard once again, Wilkes over Widener by 10, 70-60. The surprise in the other Valley, 91. The District 2 boys and girls high school swimming champions.
Into a new Dodge Ram. Every single Dodge is included, and if we make a deal, we'll pay off your trade no matter how much you owe. Simply bring in your vehicle, and we'll take its original MSRP with mileage and condition considered and put that toward your new Neon, Dakota truck, Spirit, even...
Team from the streets of New York City, they are the world... O'Reilly, thank you for watching.